Alright, in this video I'm going to be talking about distribution and circulation and its effect on the market, like the industry, the magazine industry, and also the effects on me and what I'll have to be thinking about when creating my own magazine. Distribution is how the magazine gets to the end user, so that could be in various different ways, such as through the mail, newsstands, bookstores or other vendors, or even things like online stuff like email, etc., things like that. Due to the high use of social media right now, a lot of people are now being more reliant on social media and technology rather than paper things, or the things are given to you. So this is why a lot of people, like distribution will affect a lot of people due to the fact that social media and technology is always advancing, and some distribution should not even be worth it. Like, for example, taking your magazine and sending it to the shops and all that. At the end, people think, is it really worth it? Circulation is the amount of magazines that have been sold to the public. One of the magazines I've been researching very closely is Q Magazine, as I'm going to be making a mixed genre magazine, and the circulation for Q Magazine is roughly 48,353 as I researched online, and I believe that's a really good amount especially for a magazine like Q to be sent over to everyone. As I mentioned slightly before, social media has been taking over the world basically, because in the past years social media has been advancing, and when it comes to the main source of information, social media is up there and magazines is kind of down there. I believe nowadays the people who do buy the magazines are the people who are really interested in that kind of magazines, or really big fans of that kind of magazine, and they're the main people who buy the magazines. The main question for me is it really worth it, as I said before? Because now that social media is advancing, I believe that creating an online magazine can be even more better, as it could be a lot of low cost, because you could just get a designer to design a website for you and just create an online magazine which you could easily edit at any time, do whatever you want with it, and it's also 24/7 access. And then if you look at distribution of magazines, when it's from a magazine to get from one place to another, for example, from where they make the magazine to the shop, it has to go through a load of process, because it has to be printed, it has to be edited, it has to get into the truck, from the truck it has to go to the store has to put it up. So it is a lot of money being used, whereas when it comes to online magazines, all you're doing is you're creating it on the laptop and then you just upload it onto the website, and from there people can just look at the magazine. Nowadays also, the reason why people don't buy music magazines or like that, because is the fact that social media is providing everything now. You'll go on Facebook, Twitter, you'll see the latest news of who's marrying who, the latest news songs, all the affairs, all the music business that people want to know about, that you can see in a magazine. Social media will probably release it like an hour later it actually happens, whereas the magazine will release it, like for example if it's a once a month magazine, it release it once the magazine is actually published. That's when it'll be released. When it comes to making money, printed magazines and online magazines are pretty similar, due to the fact that people who would like to put adverts on the magazine will get in touch with the magazine, and they'll pay the magazine people to put an advert of for example, a perfume or something on the music magazine, which then the magazine company will get money for. If you take in cost of all the distribution when it comes to printed magazines, and then you look at online magazines, then you slightly want to think that which one's the best to go for. And in my opinion, I think online magazine is the best. Online magazine is also very suitable for the youth, as a lot of people are always on their phone, and all they do is get on their phone morning to night, just get on the phone whenever they want to. You'll hardly see a youth person these days looking at a music magazine or something, holding an actual magazine, whereas you probably see a bit of the older generation reading magazines, as probably they might not know how to use a magazine on the phone, so they'll be probably using reading a music magazine like in front of them, as they'll probably find that a lot easier. The way I'm going to make my music magazine successful when it comes to circulation distribution, I'd want a printed magazine, also a digital magazine. I would want to have a printed magazine for the people, as my magazine is going to be a wide demographic for a wide range of ages and different genders, having a printed magazine will be suitable for anyone that would just want to go to the shop, pick it up and buy the magazine. Also, an online magazine like an app or something is very useful, and it's 24/7, easy access, and all they can do is just go onto it, go on their phone, go on the website and literally read everything they want. And it could be like another Facebook or Twitter to them, as they'll have a magazine with a lot of information that they can just read on the laptop. An example of someone who's done that is NME, and they've now just gone to online, and it looks to see that from the research I've done that it's been very successful for them, as it's also free and it's also online. So a lot of people are happy about that because they don't need to pay anything and they're getting information about everything. And then that's when NME will have subscription buttons where the people can sign up, etc., and do a lot, and then they can be proper connected with the magazine. This is good for the people, as the people will believe they're connected to the magazine. This is good for the company, as they'll be getting money, as they can send offers and deals to that person to their email whenever they need to do anything. So this is what my input of circulation distribution is, and this is how I will use these kind of information that I've researched to my magazine to make it successful, and also to make it as best as possible, due to the fact that the high technology these days, the advanced people using social media and the reliant people are on social media these days, I believe I can create a magazine very useful and suitable for all, and also a very big success.